So, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to it, the United States didn't want it enough. The role players that were selected for Team USA for the Four Nation Cup couldn't do it. When you had Nathan MacKinnon, Connor McDavid, and Sidney Crosby, three basically legends of Canadian international hockey, you're not going to win. Now, what I want to say this, let's get it out in the open right away. That orange cunt face is never going to take over Canada. Now, he's been bullying us in recent weeks. There's bullshit. I'm not even going to say what he's been saying. All I'm saying, if any fans of Donald Trump are still on my channel, get the fuck off. This is not for you. Fuck off. But for the real followers on this channel, we're going to talk about the game, and we'll leave it at that. I've banned over 1,000 people as Trump supporters on this channel, and it's going to continue until you're all off. This is a centrist channel. We don't want any of your fucking bullshit. Now, this contest, kind of okay, but I mean, only 5 goals for a big team like Canada. Now, according to NPR, and this is an interesting take because it's National Public Radio or PBS, Canada beats the U.S. 3-2 in overtime to win the contentious Four Nations face-off. Now, when they played Old Canada for the second time, there was no American fans left in the arena to boo. Yes, they all took off, ladies and gentlemen. Like when the Montreal Canadiens used to beat the Boston Bruins back in the day, they fucked off. Gone. Instead, the Canadian team stood at the blue line, arm in arm, player and coach, wearing their title hats with the Maple Leaf flag, was lowered behind the Four Nations face-off trophy, and the national anthem reverberated across the Americans' home ice. The fans who remained, many of them in the red Team Canada jersey, sang along. Now, McDavid scored of 8-18 of overtime after a mistake in the Americans' own zone, and they played bad defense to give Team Canada a 3-2 victory of the States. As the North American rivals' turn would have been a tune-up for the 2027 Olympics into a geopolitical brawl over anthems and annexation, as well as international hockey supremacy. Or to put it another way, it was the 51st U.S. state 3, Canada's 11th province 2. You can't take our country and you can't take our game. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau posted on an X and a cross-border callback to President Donald Trump's chatter about turning one of the United States' closest allies in the 51st state. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, now a lot of stuff going on with U.S. and Canada right now, and us playing against each other was kind of a perfect storm for our sport, said Nathan MacKinnon, who was selected the MVP in the new tournament with 4 goals in 4 games. It was much more popular than even we would have imagined. It was getting so much attention from our whole continent. Now, Jordan Binnington, the former Stanley Cup winner, stopped 31 shots, including the last 20 in a row, on the same ice where he helped the St. Louis Blues win an unexpected Stanley Cup as a rookie 5 years ago. This, of course, caused the Jake Allen trade to Montreal. McKinnon and Sam Bennett also scored for Canada, which made a 2-2 in the second period and played a scoreless third. After a flurry of saves by Binnington early in OT, Canada gained a face-off in the U.S. zone, and Mitch Marner, the Maple Leaf, got the puck along the boards before popping into the center to McDavid for the winner. The Canadians poured over the boards to celebrate, shook hands with the vanquished Americans, and he took turns skating with a never-before-awarded trophy. Just to see the reaction, just to know what it means to us. I know it's just a quick tournament, but it's not an Olympic gold medal or anything like that, but it means the world to our group, as you can see. I hope the new fans of the sport love it, he said. It's a great game. It's a great sport, and I hope we put on a good show these last couple of days and gain some fans. Ultimately, you can't ask for a better show than that. Now, Brady Tkachuk, sort of one of the double pests for the moronic Americans, and Jake Sanderson scored for Team Trump, and Connor Hellebuyck stopped 22 shots in regulation and 3 more in overtime. Now, another controversy occurred. Trump said he couldn't be at the game, so he did a phone call. But Bill Guerin, that idiot, basically said, we'll be so happy to have Trump in our dressing room. If Trump would have showed up in the Boston Garden, he would have been fucking killed. He would have been assassinated. He would probably get a puck in the middle of the head by a beaver. And that's true. And I think he's good he stayed away because, it's hard to invade Canada when people from Boston killed Donald Trump, if you know what I'm saying. The U.S. had lost all but one game against Canada in best-on-best international play, dating to the preliminaries of the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. The lone victory was in a Four Nations round robin, a game so good it turned Thursday's sequel in one of the most anticipated international hockey events in decades. I think guys that are home watching this, I'm hoping they're wanting a piece of it, U.S. forward Dylan Larkin said. Now, the already ripe rivalry between the two North American hockey powers took on an added intensity during the tournament, following Trump's tariff threats and talk of making Canada the 51st state. Trump called the American team Thursday morning to wish it well, then turned to Truth Social to take a poke at Governor Trudeau. So I can say, what do you call, Premier Fuckface or Premier Cuntface. Can we use that, please? The political backdrop combined with the quality of a round-robin game, which the United States won 3-1 on Saturday on an open net, to bring the atmosphere to the Stanley Cup Final Olympic gold medal game to TD Garden. Now, fans in the team jerseys waved flags, shouted for their countrymen, and continued the ritual booing of the opposing national anthem has become a nightly undercard for a tournament. Now, the Americans tried to boo, but he couldn't keep it up, and they end up singing along. Now, they hauled out Mike Aruzio, and let's not talk about that, taking advantage of Gaudreau's memory. We're not going to talk about that at all. Now, according to Mark Stone, champion in his own right, we wanted this one. You got 40 million Canadians sitting at home, and you feel the energy. Anytime you have the chance to play for our country or the flag on our chests, it's a special, special feeling. It brings us together, and glush glad we got to get this one. Pray for me, Paul Henderson. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's good to have a hockey rivalry, but have Donald Trump interfere in the sport. And he was saying a few weeks ago, Wayne Gretzky should run for Prime Minister. So this is going to happen. Okay, this is going to happen. Donald Trump is going to come up with some kind of excuse. And Michael Deatter, one of the most important political cartoonists in Canadian history, did something this morning, if you can find it. I might try to find a photo of it and add it on. The game was probably going to say the game was rigged. We bet the Russians in 72. Okay? We lost the Russians Canada Cup in 81. We bet them the Canada Cup in 76. We bet everybody in 1984. We bet the Americans, the American Canadian women's game in 2002. The referees were fixed. They tried to cheat it. In the words of Haley Wickenheiser, I heard you had the flag on the floor. Maybe you're going to go over there to sign it. So I have no hatred for the American players. They're just doing their job. But when you think Donald Trump is representative of the country of the United States, most American players come from non-Trump areas of the states. Minnesota, East Coast, or whatever. So the game last night, and they were mad at Chantal Kraviachuk. She was nervous. I'd be nervous too. And he said she changed the lyrics of the song. We've been changing the lyrics of the Canadian anthem for years. Roger Doucette, hello. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time you're hearing my channel. Welcome to it. But if you are a Trump supporter or part of that these minions, get the fuck off this channel. Ban me, whatever. Get lost. But for the Canadian fans here, I'm just saying, pray for me, Paul Henderson. That was the mantra last night. The big goal in 72, 34 seconds left. Pray for me, Paul Henderson. A line so good, they made a CBC children's mini movie on it years ago. A Reach for the Top thing. You have to check it out. So, this morning, when you have a chance, if you're a Canadian and you love your country, step back for a second. Pray for me, Stompin' Tom. Pray for me, Gord Downey. And pray for me, Paul Henderson. Why did Paul Henderson become a Christian? Because he bet the Russians in 72. And thank you, Ron Ellis. Have a good one. Bye.